Casper's number one for New Country, My Country 95.5. Unfortunately, I'm a solo guy. Thanks again, pandemic, and thank you, 2020, for being you. But fortunately, I'm not alone no more. On the phone, guy's going to be at the Wyoming State Fair next week. Jeremy McComb, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing awesome, man. How are you?
Oh, by 2020 standards, amazing. So let's. I'm going to talk fair and everything because you're going to be in Douglas next week. But I want to talk Jeremy McComb first. First of all, how did Jeremy end up becoming Jeremy? I know you worked with Larry the Cable guy for years. So how did you end up doing your own thing, man?
Man, it started in honky tonks as a kid, and worked my way up through that and playing in clubs, and ended up, like you said, meeting Larry the Cable Guy. And I spent 4 or 5 years on the road tour managing him, and this is when we were kind of making the blue collar comedy tour movies, and they were looking for guys to write the soundtracks. So I was writing the movie soundtracks for Blue Collar, and then if you've ever seen Larry the Cable Guy pick up a guitar and sing a song about a booger or something like that, I probably had a hand in that too, so my apologies. But,
now that's a claim to fame, man. That's a claim to fame right there.
I wrote a bunch of the comedy stuff, and that kind of when I think it was Blue Collar 2 that got nominated for a Grammy, which got me a management deal and then got me my record deal in Nashville. And so that was kind of the start of it, and left the tour and started going off and put singles out.
Yeah, when you got, didn't you get like a Grammy nod for one of the soundtracks?
Yeah. I think it was Blue Collar, One More for the Road, which was Grammy nominated, and it was just a crazy thing, man. It was insane to be a part of that. I was so young and didn't really grasped at the time that it was like the biggest, grossing comedy tour in history. And then to just be a little small part of that, and to have been around Jeff and Bill and Ron and Dan, and Dan is Larry. It was just an amazing thing, and it really helped me grow, especially as an artist who really wanted to connect with crowds and to craft stories. And it helped me with my songwriting a ton, and audience connection and live shows. So it was like a master class every night of watching these guys work.
Yeah, I was psyched when the Wyoming State Fair announced they were going to be bringing you on, because in a horseshoes kind of way, you're from our neck of the woods to the west in Idaho, so you're one of us, man. So what is these days? What would a Jeremy McComb show be like?
Man, it's super interactive, highly interactive, and there's a lot of humor in it. It's funny stories and hopefully great songs that people connect with, and it's just, it's a hell of a lot of fun. So we've put together the new show, out on the road with the band as much as we can be, because 2020 apparently doesn't like
anything, like pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I still believe in 2020. I think the back end can be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, everybody's wound up like a rubber band. It's like cabin fever to the third power. So I have, and the Wyoming State Fair, that's going to be one of the first big events that a lot of people have been able to get out and kind of stretch their legs a little bit. So how other than trying to get a show in here and there, how you been occupying yourself during this pandemic thing? I understand you got some new music that's kind of imminent.
Yeah, we actually finished a record, signed another record deal, got all that done, and we're planning tours. So we were kind of building stage sets and getting stuff ready to get back out on the road. I don't know how to do anything else other than this. This is my life. It's always been my life. And so it did give me a minute to get to know my wife and kids a little bit.
Yeah, right. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, man. It's in my entire career, 20 years of being on the road since I was 16. I've never been home this much. So it was wonderful to get that time at home, but just to get the bus ready, and it's like we've on the road so much, we need to go through everything with a screwdriver. We need to get the stage set rebuilt and just get everything done and ready for a new show and kind of new beginnings. So I have to give a huge high five and hugs and 6 feet hugs to everybody at the Wyoming State Fair for, number one, having it. It's such an important thing, and as humans, we're not meant to be away from each other. We're supposed to be connected, and laughing, and close, and sharing experiences. So huge kudos to the Wyoming State Fair for continuing to have an event for people to get out and see that no matter what the news is saying, the world is a beautiful place full of wonderful people, and we're excited to have a great time.
Yeah. One other positive aspect of this pandemic is I've always wanted to go into a store wearing a mask.
Without being tased.
You know, I am related to the real gunfighter Doc Holliday. My wife tells me through our ancestry work. So, yeah. So going into a store with a mask on has been a positive. Well, listen, Jeremy, what's the best way, other than obviously coming out to the Wyoming State Fair, which hopefully everybody's got a plan to do next week and enjoy your show. But other than that, what's the best way to keep up with you, man?
Instagram at McComb over, or Facebook and JeremyMcComb.com, all that stuff. It's got all the tour dates. And we've got on my YouTube page, which is just the official Jeremy McComb, we do a couple of little episodic things. We do The Work, which is kind of like our version of the UFC Embedded, where you just get to see kind of behind-the-scenes stuff of what we're doing on the road, whether we're getting the bus ready or we're doing a photo shoot or whatever it is. And so we've got all kinds of content for people to watch and listen to, and something to kill time while you're waiting for the next time that everybody can get out of the house.
Yeah, and at McComb over has to be one of the best Instagram handles out there.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, my buddy started calling me McComb over when I was a teenager. And I was like, that it's just kind of stuck. They could have thought of something cool. I could have got Doc Holliday. No, McComb over.
Trust me, you don't want to be. You don't want to be him. I've been him. That's one reason why I don't have to worry about identity theft. They'll give it right back. Listen, Jeremy, we're going to make sure we hook up everybody with all of your different social media sites and websites and everything, so they can keep up with you. Appreciate your time, buddy. Wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully we can have fun with you out at the fair next week, man.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see you guys. Thank you so much for having me, and a big thanks to the Wyoming State Fair for kicking the doors open. It's going to be a ball.